Welcome back to the Form First podcast. You are
Hello.
joined by your hosts, Sam and Ben. And we hate to say this again, but we apologize for our lack of episode last week. You wouldn't believe it, but I got sick again.
Gotta eat your fruit, mate.
I do need to. Influenza this time round.
No.
And I know that everyone's getting it at the moment. If you've had it, you know the pain that I was in. The rest of the family got it on our end. Luckily, none of the other trainers have got it from me, so that's good.
Distance.
I did have to take the week off from training clients and obviously the podcast as well, but I was very excited yet again to come back and train clients this week.
Yeah, dude, I missed you.
I miss
Again.
you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. I get sick here, so it's good. I'll get sick next.
Nice one, mate.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off with the motivator for the week, and I think we can probably both resonate with this saying, and it is that your health is your wealth.
Oh, yeah. Big
Very
time.
relevant for this time. You know, when we're sick, we can't work, we can't make money, we can't train, and that correlates to can't keep
Especially
building
if
that
you're
wealth.
self-employed.
Big time. Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very fortunate to be in a position where when I'm not working, when I'm not training clients face to face, I've got an online component, and then we have obviously built
Covers
up the gym as
Yep.
well for income. So you know we're very fortunate in that position, but it's still good to be back and seeing
Yeah.
people face to face, because that is our bread and butter at the end of the day with
Yeah.
my business and also your business
Keeps
being
us sane.
massage as well. Yeah. Because being at home all the time, being on the computer, it sounds great in theory, but you go a bit crazy.
Yeah, I used to be really good at that. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can still do it with the best of them too. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you just experienced that with you being sick. I think I experienced that a little bit where I've been quite good with my food, and then my partner had her birthday weekend and we let loose a little bit. And
Yeah.
the recovery from the gym this week has been a bit rough. So yeah, health is definitely wealth. For sure. Yeah, you live it.
Absolutely, mate.
Good one, mate.
So we're going to dive into a little bit more about deficits off the bat today, because we are approaching summer and we're getting lots and lots of more people coming in and wanting to shred. So, and a big topic that we get is like, you know, how long should I be cutting for?
Yep.
And we talk about sustainability about cutting, especially within my business, Sammy Shreds. You know, our mantra is we build shredded, strong, and sustainable physiques. The sustainability doesn't come from a position where you should be shredding forever. It's not for that. The sustainability is to do it in a way that you can sustain those results long term.
Yeah.
Not cut forever.
Yeah.
And make that sustainable. So a cutting phase should always be looked at as a get in, get out approach, right?
Okay.
So when you're going into a cut, having a clear time frame to be like, how long do I need to cut for in order to lose X amount of weight?
Yep.
Right. And that comes down to, you know, a percentage basis on how much you need to lose. But say, for an example, if you needed to lose 5 kilos, which,
Yeah,
you know,
set yourself a goal.
set yourself a goal
Yep.
and set yourself a realistic time frame to achieve that.
Yep.
You know, if you go, oh no, I'm going to Bali in 2 weeks, I need to lose 5 kilos. Could you do it? Yeah, but you're going to put it straight back on, right?
Yeah.
So give yourself
That's
time, you know, and always overestimate rather than underestimate. So think about, you know, a rate of loss of say 500 gram loss per week is a good shout. 500 grams to a kilo.
Yep.
Obviously, if you're a heavier individual, you can go to that higher end.
Yep.
If you don't have as much weight to lose, then going to that mid range is a good shout.
Yep.
So in that case, 5 kilos loss over 10 weeks, that's a sustainable amount. And then once that job's done, then you can get back to maintenance and add some flexibility back into your day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so important. And just keeping it simple at the start, especially if you're just starting out, it's your first time sort of getting into a shred, just keep it simple, keep it achievable.
Yep.
And that will make it more sustainable in return. Like now that I've, for example, have cut before and I tried to do it aggressively, I bounced back. And now it's sort of with all that, the time and practice and knowledge, being in a deficit to where the hunger isn't going off the fucking charts, and that you can do it for a sustained amount of time, and get to that stage where you're ready to potentially go into a bit of a maintenance or into a bit of a bulk to build up that muscle to improve the physique, so on and so forth. So if you want to lead us into the importance of getting to that stage and refeeding and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people, they want to get toned, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's not many people that just want to lose body fat and become skin and bones.
Yeah.
Like, the goal is always to lose the body fat, add on the lean muscle, and then so that they can look toned, look like they lift weights, look strong, feel strong as well, and that will obviously help with longevity in life in general. Can you do that in a deficit? Well, to an extent, right? You can build muscle in a deficit if you're an untrained individual or you're getting back into training. Long term, though, you're not giving your body enough fuel to warrant muscle growth in the long term. So the goal should always be drop the body fat first and then go into a maintenance gain phase.
Yep.
And when we say gain, people always go like, "Ooh, you know, that's a little bit scary." But we're just talking about prioritizing muscle building during that phase, right?
Yep.
Because the last thing you want to be doing is always be in a deficit and then spinning your wheels, not being 100% compliant, and then 1 year down the track, you've been in a deficit for the year, and then you go like, "Oh, I haven't seen the progress, so you need to go back into a deficit."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You should look at it as, all right, 110% compliance for a shorter period of time, get the cut done, and then go to that maintenance gain phase or a slight surplus for some individuals that are wanting to put on more muscle.
More muscle. Yeah, exactly. And I see it as, that's almost a motivator for me at the moment, is I kind of see now going into a maintenance or a bulk as a reward for going into a cut. Now, still, you don't want to be stupid and have, kafers every day or anything like that. But you do have more room and more food to eat. And sometimes, honestly, being in a maintenance and being in a bulk can be difficult.
Yeah.
Because it can be, if you're eating, crappy food to get to 3,000 calories, it's easy because it doesn't satiate you as much. But if you're eating the proper, nutritious whole foods, it gets there. Like it gets quite difficult, especially if you're coming out of that deficit. And this is where reversing comes into play as well, which is something that I didn't understand until very recently, what reversing was and how metabolism plays into that and stuff. So that's going to be another interesting. This is my second go at it.
Yeah.
At the end of our shred. So
yeah. Well, on that topic, one of your clients actually come up with a question the other day to us regarding this topic.
Yep.
And he was recently in a cutting phase and has recently
about 12 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Recently, you've reversed his calories back up to maintenance calories.
Yep.
And just recently, he said that he's reported that he's feeling more hungry now, eating more calories compared to where he was on lower calories at the end of his cut. And he said, why is that? And I was like, well, you think about it. Now that you've got more calories and Ben's reversed you over a steady period of time properly, more food in, which means more energy in, which means more energy out.
Yeah.
Right. So you built his metabolism back up to where it should be compared to where he was at the end of the deficit, which was very down regulated. So he's not expending as much.
Yep.
Now that he's eating more food, naturally he's doing more steps. He's pushing harder in the gym.
Yep.
He's fidgeting more at work, walking around more. He's burning more calories.
Yep.
So that's why he's feeling hungrier, because he's burning more calories.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And this is all part of his process in learning. Like, he's somebody that isn't new to the gym. He'd been in the gym for ages. He's more so new to the idea of cut, bulk, reverse, cut, that type of situation, because that's what he wants to do. He wants to become more athletic in terms of physique.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to feel stronger, and he's like, the strength that he's been able to gain in, we've been going for maybe 20 weeks now, is unreal. And like just the commitment to it and the physique change has been really good. And you've seen it. Like, he's someone that you've known for a while as well. And yeah, and he's always got great questions, always wanting to learn. And his mentality ebbs and flows as everyone's does. That's totally normal. And you learn to embrace it as time goes.
Yeah.
But it was a great question. Like, something for him to be aware of and bring that up.
For sure. Yeah.
Got our brains ticking a bit as well.
Yeah.
Which was cool. So.
And it's a very normal response, and it means that he's following the reverse properly as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a good sign.
It's how it should be. And if he keeps that up and he follows the reverse, then naturally his metabolism will keep building and his maintenance calories will keep increasing, and he'll just get to eat more food at maintenance. So
exactly.
It's a win.
So we are in the position where we can pick him up again. But his wedding is in a month, so we're going to do a quick cutter, quick cutter, and then I've told him that we'll probably reverse again because we want to get him, keep getting him strong and get him a bit more food in, and then we can think about it maybe after summer.
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Nice,
good one.
So another topic that we want to talk about is body types, and why no one really talks about body types anymore. And I'm just going to rewind back to when I did my certifications back in the day. I'm talking 2018 now, 2017, 2018. So
fossil, mate.
I am, yeah. And at the time, people were really hot on the terms ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph, etc., and how you need to train and diet a specific way depending on your body type, because some of these body types, makes you gain weight easier or builds muscle easier, or you find it hard to add on muscle or hard to add on body fat, whatever it might be. And it just came to me the other day, and I was like, I actually haven't heard those terms in a really, really long time.
Yeah.
And I never liked those body types because I think it gave people an excuse,
categorizes,
a cop out.
Yeah.
And there's nothing, there's no diagnosis to be like, hey, you're a mesomorph, you're an endomorph, whatever it is. It's just sort of, I think people just sort of went, well, I have more body fat on me, so I fit into this category.
Yeah.
Or I'm a skinny guy, so I fit into this category. I think it was a big cop out for a lot of people, and
almost not their fault in a way, because it's coming from science.
Yeah.
So it's like that unhealthy relationship with that word. Yeah, absolutely.
100%. And I think the reason that we've seen a big shift in this over the past 5-10 years is the fact that most people want to lose body fat, gain a little bit of muscle mass, and get a nice toned look. And guess what? The principles still apply no matter what body type you are. Right? So if you fall into this category and you need to lose body fat, well, guess what? A calorie deficit is the way that you're going to achieve that.
Yeah.
And if you want to add on lean muscle and you struggle to add on weight and muscle, well, guess what? A calorie surplus is the way that you're going to do it.
Yep.
So I think that's why a lot of people have shifted away from those body types. The only time that I see them is maybe these marketing gurus being like, oh, if you want to get this certain six pack to look this way, and you're a ectomorph or whatever, you got to do this certain exercise or eat this diet to get this way. So I think marketing tactics, I think people still use it in a way, but nowhere near as much as what it was popular back in 2017, 2018. That was all the rage.
And that's when this whole boom almost started to happen.
Yeah.
And as it's as it's continued on, it's just like, I'm in a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
I'm whatever I am.
Yeah.
An ectomorph, and I'm still turning out the same as someone who's normal.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Exactly.
That's it's shocking. And I'd heard of these in passing, but can you provide a brief description of what ecto-endo, do you...
Yeah. I'll give you a rundown. So an ectomorph is typically thin with little body fat and struggles to gain weight. Mesomorphs are naturally muscular and athletic and able to gain and lose weight relatively easy.
Right.
Endomorphs are characterized by a softer, rounder physique with more body fat and tendency to gain weight easily.
So that would be all of those in my head coming from my like sort of physiological background would just be because of any other underlying actual things that are going on with people's bodies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like people, like whichever one was a bit fluffier gains weight could be diabetes, like
yeah.
and
Or-
different things like that.
Or they
like,
could have just been brought up with poor nutrition habits
Yeah.
from their family. Their mum and
Yeah.
dad maybe don't have as much
so many other
nutrition
factors.
literacy, or maybe they weren't brought up playing sport and they played, a lot of video games, sitting down, sedentary, and they
Yeah.
ate a lot of junk food. It doesn't mean that they're, categorized into one of these
No.
things. Like you can change that. You can just lose
Yeah.
some body fat.
You can become whatever morph you want. You can morph into
Exactly.
a legendomorph.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they're no longer,
Nah,
which I think is a really
that's-
good thing.
That's a load of crap.
Because
Yeah.
I think it's sort of it overcomplicated things in the past to be like, I need to train, I need to eat a certain way because I'm this certain body type. When
Right.
in actual fact, to gain muscle, calorie surplus, or at least
Strip it back.
maintenance, high
Yeah.
protein diet, progressive overload, training at a close proximity to failure. If you want to lose body fat, be in a calorie deficit with a high protein diet and at least maintain your list. Simple as that,
It's
no
funny,
matter what
right? Yeah.
body type you are.
That is the nature of being, is that we adapt.
Yeah.
Everything adapts, we adapt. And yeah, if you can, I'm sure I was whatever the fluffier one was back in the day, endomorph, because of
Yeah.
what I was eating. And now I'm whatever
Yeah.
the thinner one was because my body's adapted to.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I go back to eating shit like I did on the weekend, and it affects me because I'm generally eating okay.
Yeah,
So
well,
that's
technically I would have
hectic.
been an ectomorph when I started, skinny,
Thin.
lanky,
Yep,
like
same.
struggled to put on muscle. But now I would be categorized as a mesomorph because I've got way more muscle
Yeah.
and, I gain muscle easier now because I train
Because
hard.
because your body's adapted. Yeah.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about body types. I never looked into that
Yeah.
very much.
So it's an interesting one, and it's something that, used to be in the, certifications when you're getting
Sure.
your PT certs. I'm not sure if they're in there
Yeah.
for you now. Maybe
Oh,
they've
yeah, I'll let
taken
you
them
know.
out, but
I'll let you know.
it's
Yeah.
an interesting one, and it just highlights the fact that the research is forever evolving. What we know right now with training and nutrition, hypertrophy, weight loss, it's going to change realistically. Like the principles are still going to be there of like, a calorie deficit is a calorie deficit. Yeah, we get that, and building muscle is building muscle. But I think over time, we're going to see more research evolve, and it's going to get more specific as time goes on, especially with other things like weight loss drugs, like, Ozempic and all those drugs coming into the market now. I think that it's going to change the weight loss game forever.
Yeah, absolutely. The hunger suppressants and all that type of stuff. Yeah, big time.
Yeah. I mean, I've never personally used them. I've got people that are close to me that have used them and had success with them before. And I think that, it's a double-edged sword in my opinion, because what works, right? Being in a calorie deficit. And for some people, for whatever reason that might be, they might not be able to stick to a calorie deficit and they might need some assistance from supplements. So for a very specific individual, I think it could potentially work for them.
Guided by the right people.
But we need to remember that the main way that these drugs work is they suppress your appetite so that they put you into a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
So you still
Exactly
you
it.
still end up at the exact same end goal at the end of the day.
They put you in the biggest calorie deficit possible.
Yep.
I think I've heard of someone who didn't eat for like, oh my God, who took Ozempic, who didn't eat for, geez, I don't know, a week. Something like that, which is mad, right? Like,
Yeah.
it works understandably, but you get to the end of that week and the effects of that wear off. I couldn't imagine what you feel like.
Yeah, I mean, you're still going to feel the effects of, you're not hungry, but also calories is energy. And if you're not eating, you're going to be very, very tired and lethargic. And if you're wanting to still drop the body fat and add on lean muscle and get the toned look, you're probably not going to have enough energy to train.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So you need to really think about it and go like, well, you know, if you have to use it, but make sure that you're still prioritizing your nutrition, eating your protein, eating your fruit and veg as well.
Yeah.
So that you can actually, still function as a human.
Yeah. And you've got to be like anyone out there who is looking to get into, the gym and things like that. And if you're a bit heavier, it's always, within budget and stuff, always be led by the right people. Be really careful of what sources you're getting information from with anything. Some people could have been training for 15 years and you're getting information from them. It's going to be so different. It needs to be individual to you. So getting a trainer like Sam, or like any of the other trainers that we have here as well, online, in person, whatever you prefer, is always going to be a safer approach.
Yeah.
And you'll hit your goals way quicker.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. Yeah, whenever I jump on a consult call with a client and they, say that they're going to jump on Ozempic or any of the similar drugs, it's a red flag to me because they're already sort of giving up
the wrong mindset.
They're not trying, the natural way initially. Look, if I've got a client that, has been on a cut for 12 weeks and they've been really adherent and they're not seeing the results that they desire and they want to fast track things, maybe that's a conversation with their doctor that they could potentially have.
Yep.
But if they're not being compliant to the plan from the get-go, the drugs aren't going to do anything long term because they're not teaching you anything.
No.
The thing is with being in a deficit and adhering to that, it's hard. It is. But you learn so much about your body and education behind food and eating habits and satiation and hunger cues that you will take away for a lifetime.
Yeah, and you learn about, there's other things as well, like discipline, self-control, and that will reflect on other parts of your life. So, yeah, Ozempic, or any hunger suppressants and stuff like that, you hit your goal quick and then you fucking bounce back like crazy.
Yeah, and I've
It's
seen
just
that.
Oh, cool, hit the weight.
Yeah, exactly right. And I've seen that. I've seen it firsthand with people that are close to me. They've jumped on the drug and they've dropped, props to them, 15 kilos. But the thing was they didn't change anything with their eating and drinking habits. They were still drinking alcohol like normal. They were still eating shitty food. They weren't exercising. So there was a shortage of Ozempic. I don't know if there still is or not, but this
Shortage of Ozempic.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Where this individual couldn't restock and they stopped taking it. And guess what? The 15 kilos came back on in just as quick. It came back on quicker than it took to lose it because the habits weren't built in.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when you're talking about someone's built the habits over a 12, 16, whatever period, and they've been adherent. And then you're like, okay, maybe we start to consider other options.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Totally. Great point.
Should never be the first point of action, though.
No. Yeah, you're right. Well, that's an interesting. That could go forever, couldn't it?
That's a whole can of worms.
Mate, that is a.
We could have an entire podcast episode on weight loss drugs. So we're going to talk about how to assess progress
Yep.
And what we do as coaches and what you can do as a client as well in order to assess your progress. Now, my views on this has changed over the years. Back in the day, if you weren't aware, I used to be heavily involved in bodybuilding and competing myself and also putting other people up on stage. Now, when I used to assess these clients' progress, it's different to how I assess progress for my clients now because my niche has changed.
Yep.
How I used to do things was probably a little bit more invasive. So I'm talking calipers, like a pinch test.
Yeah,
so
for the bodybuilders.
Yeah, for bodybuilders. So pinching the skin and also getting a tape measure and measuring girth measurements as well as photos, body weight, and assessing progress on training trackers to see progressive overload over time.
Yep.
Now, there are some aspects that I still keep now to this day, and that is assessing one individual's training cycle and making sure that they're progressive overloading and training at a close proximity to failure with training videos.
Yep.
Progress photos, so their physical appearance and also their body weight.
Yep. Yeah.
Now, you might be thinking, well, why did you step away from the calipers and the girth measurements? Well, my niche now, my clientele is more general population, and doing a caliper test, if you've ever done one before, is very invasive.
Yeah.
You literally
Pretty
have
humbling.
you pinch the skin, right? So you're doing like pinching next to the belly button, pinching, the glutes, the quads, you're pinching the back, and you're getting a millimeter reading, and then you're adding all those up and dividing them in an average.
Yeah.
So it's quite an invasive way of assessing progress. And the same thing goes for girth measurements as well. You're getting a tape measure, you're putting it around one's waist, right? Now, these give you more data.
That can change a lot.
These give you more data. And I think that if you're doing something like a bodybuilding prep, then doing these measurements is probably a good thing to do because it gives you more data to go off.
Yeah, it just gives you baseline data. Yeah.
However, what I found is my clients now get quite uncomfortable with that, and I don't need that data realistically. No one really cares what body fat percentage they are. All they care about is how they look. If you've got Janet who wants to lose 10 kilos so that, she feels good on her Bali holiday and can go sit down at the pool with her kids in a bikini, she doesn't need to be a certain body fat percentage. No one's going to ask her. They're going to be like, wow, Janet, you look great now. Yeah. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
So the main things that I focus on is their physical appearance, how they actually look, how they feel, how they're performing, and also their body weight. Yep. Okay. And even your body weight can have some discrepancies, right?
Yeah.
If you lose 5 kilos of body fat and you add on 5 kilos of muscle, your scales aren't going to show any progress, but your physical appearance is going to significantly change.
Big time. Yep. Yeah. And funnily enough, that's happened with me. Like I was probably around the same weight. It was like, I don't know, however many years ago. And I was a fridge. Pretty much.
Straight up and down.
Yeah, it's just
the hips were the same ratio as the shoulders. Just like
Yeah. If you put a beer near me, it still wouldn't be there, pretty much like it would with a fridge. So I'd put anything away that you gave me. So and now I'm around the same weight, but the muscle mass is much different compared to the fat mass, and I'm looking night and day difference.
Yep.
So it's just, it's those things you need to be careful of. And it's even the little things with the scales, like, the amount of carbs you have the day before. Have you been to the toilet that morning? A lot of people, not doing fasted weights, different times of the day. Like it's just if you've eaten food. So
big time.
Yeah. And that's where, like you said, you strip it down to the physique, and that's going to be your biggest tell.
100%. Yeah. And your clients don't really care as long as they get the results. And the desired outcome that they want is mostly they want to drop body fat, add on some lean muscle, get that tone look, get shredded for summer, right? So in order to achieve that, as long as they can get the results, and if they don't need the caliper test and be pinched invasively, then you can get the job done without them.
Yeah, and I mean the caliper test, it's obviously like something that's such a good metric for bodybuilding because it's all specific to that person. Like it can't be, surely you can't tell like body fat percentage and stuff like that from a pinch test because you can't really compare it to anyone else.
Yeah.
Because it's for that individual person. So yeah, and that's like the same as all the body types and stuff like that. Stuff like this is, the caliper's much more relevant than the body type, but it's the same thing as like things phasing out, knowledge progressing, research progressing, and it's all turning out to be a lot healthier as well for your clients.
Definitely. Yeah. And I guarantee you, right, if I did a caliper test on myself or I did my girth measurements myself, and then I said, hey, Ben, can you do the caliper test and the girth measurements on me 10 seconds later?
Be well off.
We would have two different, different readings because you would pinch harder, I would pinch softer, you'd pull the tape harder, I'd pull it softer, whatever it might be. There's too many discrepancies. Different points where you're getting it. So, again, it can give you a ballpark figure, but it's not going to be the number one thing that you should go off, right? And on that note as well, body scanners. Body scanners have been all the rage over the past 10, 15 years. And when I first started out in the industry, I worked at a group fitness gym, very popular one, won't name any names, but they use these body scanners for their challenge. And I wasn't a big fan of them from the get-go because when they first came popular, I was doing my bodybuilding competitions and I was at the fitness expo competing and I was probably 6-7% body fat, right? Shredded to the bone.
Sheesh.
And I jumped on and it said I was 27% body fat.
Oh, wow.
And the guy was like, oh yeah, but you know, you're dehydrated and yada, yada, this and that. So, you know, you're going to throw it off. And I was like, it shouldn't matter. I wasn't dehydrated at the time either. It was after my comps. I was rehydrated. I was fine. It was just, they've got too many discrepancies. And even during the challenges that we did at this gym, people would, what I saw is after the 8 weeks, they would drop 5-10 kilos. They'd feel amazing, feel great about themselves. And then they jump on these body fat scanners and it tells them that they've put on fat mass and they've lost lean muscle mass, but the scales have gone down. And you go like, how can you explain that to your client? So I'm not a fan because there's too many discrepancies with them. Same again, you jump on at 6 a.m. fasted, you go have lunch, get hydrated and jump back on. It's going to give you a completely different reading.
You're a different person.
You know, and it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
There is one body scanner that is very accurate and that's a DEXA scan. But in order to get a DEXA scan, you need a referral from your GP and then you need to go to Benson's Radiology. Yeah. And these machines cost like stupid amount of money.
Yeah.
You're
get
talking
that bulk
like
bill, baby.
Yeah, like $300 to $500 to get a scan. And, you know, like who can do that on a regular basis just to assess your progress to see how much body fat you've got?
Yeah. And you'd be getting a DEXA scan to get like prescriptions or approval for like surgery, things like that, serious conditions, not just
serious health conditions, not just to be like, oh, you're a bodybuilder, you want to see how much how much body fat you have, because the healthcare system here in Australia, in some aspects, is fantastic, but if you want to know metrics like that, like simply going to get a blood test to go check out your testosterone levels or going to check your body fat on a DEXA scan, they're not going to, unless you've got a really chill GP, they're going to be like, you're fine, you're fit, you're healthy, you don't need it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a whole another rabbit hole to go down. But I think, you know, if you desperately want to know, that's one avenue. But it just comes back to what is most important, your physical appearance. And that's what you should focus on the most.
Yeah. And I think, absolutely. And I think like if you're wanting to know the nitty gritty of all your different hormonal levels, and things like that, sports dietitians and sports nutritionists as well are well trained in assessing your
Yep.
blood tests and things like that. And I've seen one relatively recently that ran me through everything really, really well. And they gave a lot more clarity than some GPs can, because GPs have a short amount of time and all that type of stuff as well.
Yeah, for sure. Around that loophole as well is when I was doing my bodybuilding and just, I think just general knowledge, it's nice to know what's going on inside your body with your hormone profile. So like I went and saw a GP and I was like, hey, I want to go get my testosterone checked out. And they're like, no. And I was like, why not? And they're like, you're young, you're fine, it should be good. Should be good, right?
Yeah.
But you don't know, right? Until you get a blood test.
That's not a guarantee.
There's a company called I-Screen, not to be confused with ice cream. Okay.
Oh yeah, clip that.
Nice.
I love that.
I-Screen, and you basically jump on there, and you can purchase the pathology labs form without seeing a doctor.
Yeah.
Right?
You can go through it yourself.
Yeah. So you go in, you go like, right, male hormone panel. There's other ones like you can get screened for cancers and stuff like that. It's a really good company. Obviously, it costs and it's not cheap because you're bypassing the doctor.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is with it, you go get your blood test and there's a whole online portal, and a doctor still looks over everything, and you get charts. So every time you go in, it compares those charts to your previous levels.
Yeah, nice.
And then you'll be able to see your trends up and down.
And the average for whatever age and gender and stuff like that.
Yeah. And if
That's
you're,
hectic.
in the lower, the higher end, like there will obviously be an alert there, and it will say, hey, you should probably consult your GP about this.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Ice cream.
Ice screen.
Okay.
No, ice screen, not ice cream.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Shit. I haven't done it in a while. That was sort of the reason I went, and I hate a blood test as much as the next people. Now I know I shove needles in people, but and I can take a needle almost anywhere, mate, bar a couple of places that I won't mention. But in this part of my arm, in this little popliteal area, I'm a shocker.
Yeah.
Like when I went back to doing blood tests, I had to lie down. The nurse was holding my hand and stroking my hair and just calming me down. You know what I mean? But I really wanted to just get a screening, like you said, just to check my overall health.
Yep.
My family's got a history of, certain health conditions and stuff like that I just want to stay on top of it while I'm young. There's no age limit to wanting to get a screening or anything like that. And it all, sort of, came up fine. There were little things here and there, but nothing that I was actively feeling. So you don't, and this ties in again to the whole, don't wait to feel sick. Don't wait to feel shit. Don't wait to be injured to go and check yourself out. You can see a physio or you can see whoever if you're feeling good. That means you get to keep feeling good. And that's the whole reason we go and get a screening. And yeah. So, I mean, I'm a little bit overdue now. So that's actually sparked my memory a bit. So I might have to get in touch again.
Absolutely, mate.
And go face the needle.
Face the needle. It's all right. I'll come and stroke your
please.
hair.
Yeah.
There's something
Hold my
about
hand.
Dry needles, obviously get that from you, no issues there. But there's something about a needle going in and taking something out of your body.
Yeah, bro. I think that's it.
Yeah, 'cause I have passed out once before.
Oh,
and,
really? Yeah.
I don't know if you can see my veins on the video here, but
he's got some.
They
That's a
put
vascular man.
the nurse puts the thing around my bicep tricep to sort of
cut off the
cut off the blood
arches
flow, and
there,
then
yeah.
And then as soon as they put it on, they go, "Whoop, don't need that." And then I've had nurses say that's nurse porn to me before because my veins pop out so much. And this one nurse, for some reason couldn't find the needle and was sticking it in and twisting it around.
Oh,
and
brother.
I was like, everything went a bit blurry.
Oh,
my
no,
vision,
lightheaded. Yeah.
couldn't hear anything. And then I woke up and I was like, All right, cool. I passed out.
Oh, that's hectic.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it is what it is. I've never had any issues since that. So everyone has their bad days. I get that.
Yeah, I had a bad day. That's what set me off as well. There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me.
No worries, mate. Well, moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about pre and post workout nutrition. I think we haven't really touched on this topic too much before, and I think it's a really important topic to go down because people get confused very easily about it.
It's tough.
When should I eat before my training session? You know, or how soon after should I be getting a protein shake? Should I have a protein shake at all? So I think as a general rule of thumb, if you're someone that trains, you know, mid-morning, during the day, in the evening, getting a decent amount of carbohydrates before your training is a really good idea. And I'm talking like in general, if you could get, you know, say 30 grams of carbs plus in before you train, around about an hour before your session, so that it can digest something easily digestible as well. You know, high carbohydrate could be like a piece of fruit or you know, bread, some toast, something like that.
Some more
bagel.
complex carbs.
Something that will get in and digest easily. You know, ideally you don't want to be sitting there eating, you know, 1 kilo of sweet potato before you go and train and having like 20 grams of fiber and then needing to run to the toilet before your session. Something that's quite easily digestible. When we're resistance-based training in the gym, your main fuel source is carbohydrates. So definitely don't be neglecting your carbohydrates. You do need them to be able to perform and push and for general energy as well. Now, if you are someone that trains fasted in the morning, you know, you might be an individual that gets up and trains at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. and getting up at 3 a.m. to get in your carbohydrates isn't realistic. Right? I get that. That's totally fine. You can train fasted. Some individuals perform better when they're fasted. I get that. But it's probably still in your interest, if you've got enough calories, to still be getting some potentially liquid carbohydrates in. So something like Powerade powder or Gentech make this carb powder. It's called Pure Carbs. And it's basically just a combination of dextrose and fructose, I think. And you basically just chuck it in your water. You can't even taste it. It just shakes up clear and you can drink that while you train.
Yeah, hectic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a really good one for those that might be on like a build or someone that struggles to get their calories in and carbohydrates in. You just chuck that in your shaker. I've got a few clients on that at the moment.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Yeah, and like a quick hit of caffeine as well.
Yes.
Will help. But yes, obviously always go to your macronutrients before we start adding in the little 1%ers and things like that. And this is for any high intensity activity as well, guys. So if you're a runner or whatever you do, rowing, whatever it is, carbohydrates for high intensity activity, your body's going to go to first. So making sure you're lining yourself with a good amount of that at a decent amount before, because you don't want to feel too full or anything like that. I don't know anyone who wants to feel like they've eaten a full course meal right before they train. So
no. Yeah, and if you are someone that, you know, is training in the afternoon or, you know, after lunch, like at least give yourself probably an hour to digest it. Everyone's different. Some people might need longer. So just try and test.
Bit of trial and error.
Yeah, exactly. If you just have like a quick little snack, you can probably get away with training shortly after, half an hour. But if it's a full meal, probably an hour, 2 hours is a good shout. On the other side of the coin, you've got post-workout nutrition. You know, when should you be getting a meal in? When should you be getting your protein in? Because I think another old saying, or like, I guess, myth busting, is the anabolic window. And, you know,
love the anabolic window.
I do. I used to love it. You know, I would actually get post-workout anxiety after my workout because I would be like, I need to finish up and go get my protein shaker.
Yeah.
So if I finish my workout and someone's having a chat with me, all I could think about was I need to go to the drink fountain, get my water and shake up my protein. Otherwise I'm going to
wither
away.
Yeah.
Right. So, but the latest research is to show that protein synthesis muscle protein synthesis is spiked for 24 to 36 hours after your workout. So you actually don't need to rush to have your protein shake straight after. In actual fact, you should let your heart rate go back down to a normal level after your workout, because I think we've all been in a position where, you know, we've worked out, our heart rate's elevated and we have something to eat after and our digestion just goes out the window.
Yeah.
It's because you're not at your rest and digest state, which is where you should be when you're eating. So your body doesn't know when your workout is over either. So, you know, it's probably in your best interest to have a high protein feeding meal within, you know, 2 to 5 hours after your workout. Once your heart rate's gone back down, because muscle protein synthesis does peak after that time and then it gradually tapers off. But you definitely don't need to be rushing to get a protein shake in after your workout. Yeah. It's just where protein shakes have gained popularity is the fact that they're convenient, right? And you can fast digesting in terms
which can be a problem.
In
the Oval Office afterwards.
For sure.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to differentiate. Like if you cook up a chicken breast or you have a protein shake, the amino acid profiling and the protein intake on those two individual foods are going to be pretty similar, right? It's just the fact that the protein shake is very accessible and very easy to grab and go out the fridge. Tasty. Yeah. Versus needing to cook up a chicken breast. So, you know, convenience is key, but don't feel like you have to have a protein shake just because you finish your workout. You know, protein shakes are a supplement and they're convenient and you can have them to hit your protein daily intake. But if you're already hitting your protein intake through the rest of your food, then you don't need it.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is what we're sort of focusing on with this topic here is muscle building and growth and stuff like that. And it's still, now that we've said, you know, 24 to 36 hours is the window. And yes, waiting until your heart rate comes down is super important as well. But another thing that, like, getting protein as your main source of nutrition after a workout, after a game, whatever it might be, is super important because it just starts your recovery process as well.
Yep.
So if you've done a workout in the gym and you don't eat for a while, or you have a heavy carb meal or a heavy fat meal and the protein isn't quite sufficient enough compared to if you were to focus on your protein after, you would feel like actively different in those two scenarios as well. So it's super important not only for building muscle, the protein, but it is also super important for your recovery and healing all of the muscle and all the cells that have been damaged through your workout, through your game, and all that type of stuff as well.
Yeah.
Helps keep the inflammation down, so on and so forth. Another thing we could blabber on about for a little while is protein.
100%.
Protein.
Yeah. Nice one, mate. But we will have to wrap up this episode because we are coming up to our limit. So thanks again for tuning in to what was episode 7 of the Form First podcast.
Getting there.
We are back and we're here to stay. And we hope to see you on the next episode.
Nice one. See you guys.
See ya. Love you.
Love you.